Boom.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We, the Triforce of this gaming situation, here to bring y'all another episode of Freeze Tag. But once again, don't adjust. I mean, you can adjust. You can, wipe your eyes. But yes, all three of us are here. We're here.
Yeah.
Myself, Scoot, aka ScooterVision, Blip Dizzle, Jaeger Bombastic, and Triforce. We here.
Sounds so nice when you say it like that.
It really does. And we here to bring y'all the freeze tag because we want to freeze a party all day so you can listen to us talk about gaming and gaming related things. Because here at Tag, we do play video games. But first and foremost, let's talk about this quick little story here. So the US government is thinking, and they got reports that the Mexican cartels are trying to recruit drug mules on GTA Online.
That's amazing. Like, not in a good way, of course, but like, damn, that's reaching to an audience there.
It is. It is.
Hey, you run drugs in video games. Do you want to run drugs in real life?
Sign up here.
One hell of an advertisement.
I mean, can't be mad at it, I guess.
I mean, kids don't do drugs, but I'm not going to be the DARE program here and tell you like all about the drugs now.
Yeah.
I mean, what's their plan?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
When was this information dropped?
Like today. I saw that Future Report Gaming talked about it. IGN talked about it. Let me see what IGN had to officially say about it. Give me 1 second while I look this up.
Yeah, that's.
So the U.S. government. Well, hold on. They just basically said the U.S. government has seemingly gathered evidence that GTA Online is being used by narcotic cartels in Mexico to recruit new drug mules. Let me go to the website to see if they expound upon it. But that's a hell of a way to.
I mean,
they don't have any other information.
Do you like GTA? Do you like running drugs?
It's like some Ender's Game shit going on.
Right?
It's like, yo, we gonna see who plays this shit the best. We gonna set up a competition. Get all these motherfuckers who know how to run this shit the right way. And we're gonna use them for their mind. That's the dumb, no offense to the cartel, but at the same time, that is like the dumbest thing. Is it's like, yo, you can't apply video to real life. Look, again, you can have somebody that has one hell of a mind to do stuff, but unless you are the creator of the game and you can actually set it up to where you can see how somebody's mind works, it's not gonna correlate the same way in real life.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I mean, pandemic's hitting us all, boys. I mean, some people got to recruit for jobs over GTA now. So,
I mean, look, people getting hired off of fucking social media bullshit. So, I mean, hey,
yeah,
if it works, I guess. All right.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, if it works, it works. All right. So next up, we have more with the whole Microsoft, Activision, and Sony. So for what we know now, Sony says that hopefully Microsoft and Activision honors their deals because we still have contracts. The only thing we know so far is that the next 3 Call of Duties will still come out on Sony platforms. That's the only thing we know so far with the deal. We don't know if any other Activision games other than Call of Duties are supposed to be on Sony platforms. We don't know if they're going to try to renew the deal and kind of pull what Sony did with MLB The Show, where you see PlayStation Studios, but it's still on a Microsoft console, where you see Microsoft Studios on a PlayStation console when it comes to Activision games. Is Sony going to cut their ties completely with Activision in Activision-related games? We don't know, other than the next 3 Call of Duties. What are y'all feeling towards this?
It's for me, and this is just me personally. This is made more of a big deal than it needs to be made in terms of like the whole gaming community. Mainly because, and it's funny, everybody's the obnoxiousness of Sony stock going down. I think about like 20 billion is fucking ridiculous. Because one thing that I haven't heard anybody say out of all this going on is Nintendo.
Right?
Nintendo isn't hurt by this, and nobody's saying anything about Nintendo being hurt by this because one, Call of Duties. Thank you, Loki. Call of Duties aren't on the Switch.
Nope.
Nintendo is perfectly fine on their in-home games.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful thing for Sony. And the reason I say that is because before then, Sony was never the system that people had that you would go to for first-person shooters. It wasn't that online beast that made Sony what it was. Sony was primarily, platformers, JRPGs, RPGs, like that. Thank you, Loki. That's what I'm talking about. Because again, you got to think about it. Sony had pretty much every fucking RPG that of note on from PS1 to PS2 to PS3. They had RPGs on lock. That was their system outside of other games that they had. And then when Xbox came out, Xbox became that beast of, people would have LAN parties, with Halo, with other shit. Yeah. And that would be the system that you would go to for that. And now you have all these other people saying, oh, well, Sony's dead because this and this and this is not necessarily. And I think Sony made a bad move by even saying, oh, well, we hope this. Like, no.
Yeah.
You sit there and you say, okay, you know what? We got exclusives. We got this. We're going to work harder to make up for what we're losing. I think that would have been the best course of action that they would have done, because you talk about Marvel Spider-Man, you talk about God of War, you talk about Horizon Zero Dawn, you talk about, as of right now, outside of PC, the only way you can get Final Fantasy VII Remake is on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, and that's not even to say about every other game that they have going on. Like, they're selling themselves short. It's like, how you gonna underrate your own company right now because of this fucking sale? And that's not even a solidified thing. There is nothing that's concrete that says Microsoft is going to get Activision Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
It's a possibility. It's the same thing that happened with Fox and Disney. It was not a guaranteed thing until it was until pen was put to paper and the ink was dry. So,
and, also too, the one thing I dislike about stuff like this, because as a gamer, when I say things the way I say it, it could be construed as me being a hater or this, that, and the other. There was never any secret that I'm a Sony fanboy. Mm-hmm. When it comes down to Activision Blizzard's game, other than Call of Duty Cold War, which was the first Call of Duty I have ever played and owned, I played dabbled a little bit in Warzone. There aren't too many Activision Blizzard games I played. As far as if we're looking at Blizzard as a whole, other than the Diablo series, that was really it. Activision, yeah, I played Crash Bandicoots back in the day. Yeah, I played Spyro back in the day. I played Guitar Heroes. Unless they're going to bring back all of these franchises, But if they hinge it on what Blizzard has now and what Blizzard has with Call of Duty, I could live the rest of my life without Call of Duty.
Exactly.
And since I've only played Diablo, if I play Diablo 4, if it still comes to Sony consoles and nothing else from Blizzard comes, because I never played Overwatch like that, I'm fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay.
And that's a true thing, because I mean, even out of all these studios that Microsoft has, there's not one person that is still said, "Oh, that's a system seller right there. Well, I'm getting this because of this." They have all these studios, and they have a bunch of games that are potentially coming out that are being worked on. Nothing has ever come out yet and said, "You know what? We're benefiting from all this money that we spend on these studios." It's and on top of that, most of the reasons why they're buying these companies are for third-party games and third-party franchises. You're talking about, you know, what's the game that Bethesda's working on? Starfield,
yeah.
So Starfield, basically a space version of Elder Scrolls.
Yes,
they're picking up Elder Scrolls. They're getting everything on there, which, I mean, good on them. But I've talked about this before. Elder Scrolls was initially an Xbox exclusive, Morrowind. Yeah. So it's almost like you're just going back on. I mean, it's, again, nothing against Microsoft not producing anything as of late. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll produce something later on. But if you think about it, like right now, it's all hype and speculation. I'm hoping that they get some good exclusives, because it makes it better for the fucking, damn, now I'm forgetting the goddamn service.
Game Pass,
yeah. So it's good for Game Pass, and that's fine.
But at the end of the day, if we're looking at pre-Activision, if we're looking at what Microsoft has now, and if we're adding Activision Blizzard to it, the issue is, how much money are they going to really start to allocate towards all of these games? Like, are we really going to get, not a play on Jaeger's name, are we about to really get bombastic with games on Xbox?
And that was one of my other questions too, because now you got to think about the financial aspect, because they're spending all this money,
$70 billion to even acquire Activision Blizzard.
Exactly. And there's nothing that's going to say, okay, well, we're going to recoup our money, because you got to think about it. If they're not buying it on a PlayStation and potentially not even an Xbox, if you're buying it solely on PC, then you're thinking about other services like Steam, Steam, and there's other services online that allows you to get games at a very, very deep discount. Yes. So where's all this money going to come from? How are you going to recoup your money if you're taking away some of the revenue that it's been getting? And at the same time, these aren't system sellers. These are games that do also go on sale throughout the year.
Too, if we're being honest, the number one game downloaded on PlayStation last year was Cold War.
Really?
Yeah. Numbers came out. For PS5, Cold War was number one, and I forgot what was PS4's. But yeah, Cold War, and I think Vanguard was in the top 10 as well. So Vanguard, that came out in November, was in the top 10 of PS5 sales online, and Cold War was number one. So yeah, you're definitely going to take those sales away.
Yeah.
After the next three Call of Duties.
Now, Jaeger is the resident Microsoft guy.
Yes.
And I will ask Jaeger. So are you out here playing Call of Duty?
Oh, fuck no.
What about what about Overwatch?
I play Overwatch.
Very rarely.
What about any Blizzard games?
Any Blizzard games? Not really, man.
Are you playing Candy Crush?
I am not.
I've been playing Diablo 2 though, remastered.
But I mean, Diablo 2. I mean, it's remastered. It's Diablo 2.
Yeah, it's true.
You know.
Yeah. But no, I'm not playing any of those. I mean, I'll be more excited when Bethesda comes out with a new game than what I will be with than with Activision or Blizzard.
Yeah.
But
I think it's what a lot of people are more excited for. Honestly, I think they're more excited for the Bethesda partnership rather than the Activision partnership. Because honestly, unless they're about to resurrect Guitar Hero and some of the other franchises, because I know Phil Spencer was like, "Oh yeah, it's time to start digging deep into these properties we now own." Like, hell, don't we even own Hexen? Who the fuck wants to play Hexen?
And see,
who the fuck remembers Hexen? How about that?
I don't. And it's funny that Phil Spencer would even say something like that to be like, "Okay, let's resurrect some of this shit." When it's like, y'all got other companies a while ago. Like y'all hadn't worked on a new Conkers. Y'all hadn't worked on a new Banjo-Kazooie. Like all these fucking studios y'all have, and y'all not working on some of these hits that you could have gotten a lot of people excited about. And
they could have multi-platform sold Donkey Kong 64 remastered for the Switch and for Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have made gangbusters because I know I love that fucking game. Bring it fucking back.
But yeah, ultimately, I mean, I hope they honor whatever contracts they have or whatever. And if Sony wants to try to work out a deal with Microsoft about the whole Activision Blizzard thing, do whatever. But ultimately, Sony, you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead and buy Capcom. Go ahead and buy a couple of other little studios and be happy. I mean, we'll be all right.
Buy your Bandai Namcos, buy your Capcoms.
That would be major.
I'll tell you right now, if they get Bandai Namco, Square, and Capcom,
that's a hell of a trifecta.
That's it. That's like for me, that's it. But
I mean, that would be it for me as well, man. I'm pretty sure.
And you know what? While we at it, Nintendo, just go ahead and buy Platinum.
They might as well.
Just go ahead and buy Platinum.
But they're not.
They're not. Okay, so
Nintendo's too friendly.
So to revisit this story, I found the story.
Okay.
According to Forbes, in November last year, Customs and Border Protection officials in Arizona were inspecting a Jeep Cherokee when they found nearly 60 kilograms of methamphetamines, the government said. When they asked the driver, Alyssa Navarro, what her story was, she said that in January that year, she had been playing GTA Online when she met a man who called himself George. After getting to know each other within the game, Navarro said that they eventually started talking on Snapchat, later met in person in Phoenix. The suspect said that George asked her over Snapchat whether she liked to work as a runner, shipping electronics so they can be sold in Mexico, telling her that she can be paid as much as $2,000 a trip depending on how big the load was. Federal investigators obtained Snapchat messages from Navarro's phone in which George promises a lot of money and offered the use of a truck believed to be the same Jeep in which she was apprehended. So that's where the story came from. But it was picked up this year.
Okay. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
See, Jorge got everybody out here wanting to live that drug life. So he's what he's doing. He's painting a picture for them. It's like, oh shit, y'all play GTA. That means y'all must love, the idea of coming out here and living this life. So now he's taking a bunch of gullible people because see the key thing was that $2,000 a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to pay me $2,000 a trip to do something like that. No, it needs to be way more than that because, again, you get gullible people to do this shit here to go across the border, and they're sitting here saying, "Yeah, it's like, oh shit, we got us some nice gullible ass mules now." So, I believe the story.
That's fucking hilarious. You're like, y'all ain't about to do that. Y'all ain't about to set me up like that. Because you need to pay me more.
Yeah, you need to pay me more.
Because it's the whole as soon as Scoot said 2,000, like I'm like, whoa, wait, oh no. It made that. Yeah. Then it clicked, and I was like, okay, they're sitting here getting gullible people that want to live that life. That way they can sit here because everybody talks a big game, and there's a lot of gamers that do that shit. Like, yeah, I'm out here doing this. I'm about to live this life for real.
Shit, that ain't just gamers.
Go tell a real drug dealer what you doing out here. They're gonna laugh in your face, talking about I'm at 2,000 right now and make this trip.
I'm about to make 2Ks right now. I'm gonna take me a little trip down to Mexico.
They're gonna be like, 2K. That's it,
right?
That's it. Moving 60 kilos.
Like you think about the risk versus reward, and they just
fucking kilos. And you only got 2,000.
You only got 2,000.
Oh,
man, go sit down. Go sit down.
For my services.
Alyssa, what's wrong with you listening to Jorge? Like, you come on now, Alyssa.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add to that since we have to double back to that. But in the words of Mark Henry on the wrestling side of things, now it's time for the main event.
Oh,
I'm gonna pass this over to Lip Dizzle because he's kept up with the story more. But let's have a talk about Frosk.
Yeah, let's have a talk about Frosk. See, I initially wanted to talk about this. And then time had passed, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and just leave it alone. I'm going to just let everybody else talk about it, and we ain't going to worry about it. But then here's the problem when people become a problem, and they don't know how to shut the fuck up.
All right, wait. Before you set it up, tell everybody what happened. That might not know the situation.
Okay, so let's talk about the misconstruing of shit. And this is my main problem with a lot of people that's like this. A lot of people tend to make a mountain from a molehill with the wrong fucking molehill. So Frosk, for those of you who don't know, is MGK Lite, the female version out on G4. Trust me, for those of you who know, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Frosk, also known as her real name is Indiana Black, I believe. This person is known to be somewhat controversial with her employment because I think she was a commentator on, I believe it was League of Legends, and she had.
Now that I hear that name, it sounds like a League of Legends name. Not to shade. No, not
to shade at all. And she went on after she left them. She went on to bash them. The team that she was with, and how they weren't this and they weren't that, and then she ends up getting on G4. There's a lot wrong with this whole G4 thing because she went on, and I believe it was a preview predictions thing, and they did one for each system.
Well, she's on X-Play, so she's on X-Play with Adam Sessler and the Black Hokage and the Completionist.
And of course, Xavier Woods, aka Austin
Creed.
Shout
outs to TBH. Shout outs to Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods.
Indeed.
Shout out to Sessler. The OG. Shout out to
a lot of people I fucked with. A lot of people I used to fuck with back in the day when I used to watch G4. So I mean, that's what it is. Now they did a preview and predictions thing for, I believe it was 2022 for Xbox. For Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. So when they did the Sony one, when they did both Xbox and the Sony one, Frosk had relayed a bunch of misinformation about a lot of games, about a lot of things. I mean, she basically stated that PlayStation was a dead man walking with their system, like they didn't have enough exclusives and they didn't have anything that had them to play the power game. And one of the funnier things is her even stating that Hogwarts Legacy was a fucking Xbox exclusive. When I first saw it, no, Scoot had related as well that he had first seen it on a fucking Sony panel, which made no fucking sense because that's the first time that I even had seen that game. So I assumed that it was a PlayStation exclusive. So for her to say that, it just kind of threw me off. But then she went on to say even more shit, and so she took all this misinformation and played it off as fact.
Well, to even further the point, according to the Wikipedia, Hogwarts Legacy is supposed to be on PlayStation 4, the Series X, Series S, PS5, Xbox One, and Windows.
I know it's gonna be on PC. That's crazy.
So it's everywhere.
So yeah, it's supposed to be on everything but Switch.
Excuse me. My initial problem with that was you had Adam Sessler, you had the Completionist, you had Xavier Woods, and you had TBH on this panel with her, and not one person corrected her on a number of things. They kind of just it's almost like that slow kid in class that'll say some wild shit, but you kind of let it slide because they're a little slow. That's what it was like when I was watching it. It's just like you got that slow kid in class, and it's like, you know what, man, let them make that. Don't worry about it, man.
And to also throw fire on his point, it was a PS5 showcase game back in September 2020.
Yeah. And so that's the thing there. And that's why I don't like the whole cosign. That's why, I mean, again, fuck with TBH, fuck with it, fuck with Xavier Woods, fuck with the Completionist, fuck with Adam Sessler. But that was just y'all can't let them make that on shit like that, because again, this speaks for the whole G4. Y'all are there to be to be experts on gaming. Yes. Regardless of whether you write the reviews or not, which I'll get into that too. But there's somebody that they're basically being one of the faces of XPlay, of G4, et cetera. And that's the same thing like with Scoot Yeager. If I say something wrong, they'll correct me on it. They'll say, hey, yo, you're wrong. You got it wrong on this one.
Actually,
and they'll correct me.
All the way around. If I say something wrong, y'all two are there. If Yeager says something wrong, we're here. So now to piggyback off of what Dizzle is saying, when I initially saw the clip, I didn't know her rant had to deal with the fact that she was wrong on Hogwarts Legacy, because her rant was about women being in gaming and being in the gaming space, and that we're not here to be objectified by you. I understood that we had Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn. They wasn't here to be objectified by you. If you look at me, I'm not the typical female, so I'm definitely not about to come in here and look a certain way to be objectified by you men and this, that, and the other. So hearing that rant, I thought it had to deal with the Microsoft situation about Microsoft going in, apparently in the party chats and things on Microsoft, they're going in on women gamers. I thought it had something to do with that. Now, hearing that her rant had to deal with the fact that she was wrong by relaying some information.
Yeah.
The issue I have with a rant like what she made is it is mountain out of molehill-ish, because though you might have had a few people say, oh, you dumb woman, you don't know anything about games, you said the wrong information. Though you might have had some probably flagrant things said towards you, it's not necessarily the same thing.
It's not gender-based.
Nobody was talking about you being a woman in the gaming space. It might have spun off into that, but the initial thing was you was wrong about information.
And that's one of the main problems with that, is because I went through a lot of these comments on these videos, and most of them kind of had the same beats. And I can see how she took it to like 10 or took it to 100, because what they would say is that you had a whole lot of people saying, well, what's up with this woman? Get this woman. So it was a whole lot of, they would say the gender, where'd you get this chick from? Why is she saying this? Why is she saying that? And so you can see how, and this is why I don't like people that tend to take talking points like that and then misconstrue them to where it's like, okay, this person said this, but it sounds like they said this. And that's where, just like we said, mountain out of a molehill, because there was a lot of people that still said, regardless of, where they say, where'd you get this woman, whatever, a lot of them still said the same thing, spewing misinformation. This is false, all this and this. How come nobody's saying anything about it? How come y'all have her on here when she can't even say, the basic things that most gamers would know? And now to go to the rant that Scoot's talking about, which caused a lot of controversy, you could tell the way that the whole thing started that she was holding this in, and it came out because they were talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. That's literally what they were talking about. And then it spun off into a whole sexism in gaming.
You can look at TBH and was it Completionist?
Mm-hmm.
You could look at their faces and was like, oh shit, this is getting real. You could look at their faces and they were like, wait, oh shit, okay, real moment here.
Yeah, and again, this is why I understand TBH's side, and I mean he didn't give any statement or side on it, but his reaction to it, I understand, was like that of somebody in a marriage. If you husband or wife and you out and about, you're gonna have their back, even if they're wrong. But when y'all get in the car or y'all get in the house or whatever, then y'all have a conversation about it. But you're not gonna let somebody, you're not gonna not have your partner's back when y'all in public, because that's you against everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I understand co-signing and stuff like that, but he was going pretty fucking heavy on it. He was like, talk to him. He was like, talk to him, Frosk. She cooking, y'all. And then of course that got him in hot water too, because now you got a lot of people going back into his videos and doing a side by side between him and what Frosk was saying, and then how he's on certain things, talking about how he's getting blowjobs this and talking about women this. And it's like, yo, she talking about how people objectify women, talking about how they jack off the women, but you over here on your content doing X, Y, Z.
I will say this, as a person who's been listening and following TBH since he was Modern War Negro, I don't watch a lot of his Twitch streams, but I do listen to his podcasts. Actually, the 3 podcasts that he's been with, between his own, the Loosely Outlined, and of course the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Mm-hmm. If you listen to a lot of what TBH says, it is all for fun and jokes.
Yeah.
But if you clip it in the right instances, it could sound horrible.
Exactly.
It could sound horrible. And TBH is one of those people. He has that mentality like Dizzle. I said what the fuck I said.
Yeah. And I have no problem with that.
So the thing is that I'm gonna say this from my end. The rant, the message was fine, because I do agree the way people treat women, and especially women in the gaming space, is fucking deplorable. Looking at you, Activision Blizzard. The way women are treated is fucking deplorable at times in the gaming space.
Yeah.
The message in the rant was fine, but if this is an offshoot because you was wrong about some information, that's where it gets a little hazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, fortunately, unfortunately, you're putting your coworkers in a weird situation
100%.
because your coworkers want to support you, but at the same time, the base of the information is you were wrong about reporting on something.
Mm-hmm.
Because to kind of bring it full circle, if y'all listen to us on the wrestling side, a certain wrestler recently did this same thing about diversity in wrestling. She praised the company. Then 2 days later, she dropped this statement of a bombshell. Let that simmer for a little bit. Then she explained why she said what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost parallel.
It sounds like she said. No, I mean, I'm not going to bring that back up right now, but it kind of sounded like she was waiting to save that comment until after she saw what the effects were of it.
Yeah.
And then apparently there was more added to it.
Oh yeah, because she double, triple, quadrupled down because you had a lot of people, and this is the thing. A lot of people's giving her chances because not a lot of people are going to go out of their way to explain like what's going on. But if they want you to understand, they're going to go out of their way to explain it to you. It's like, okay, no, you went on this rant. Nobody's saying that you're wrong for saying what you said. But they're saying you're wrong about the reason that you said what you said because you're going on this rant because of XYZ, when really the only reason you got backlash initially was because of ABC.
Right.
And you've had a lot of people that went in and extensively broke it down as to why people were saying certain things. And she turned it around back on them. It's like, see, you're the type of you're the one of the people that's you're one of the reasons why I said what I said, because you just don't want to see women XYZ or all this other stuff. And it's like, that's nothing close to what they fucking said. And now you're taking it and you're running with this narrative because now in this
get it out.
All right.
We here.
Hey,
love the clip.
This is because because I'm not trying to go down this road because again, a lot of people in this community are like this. So no matter what you say, it's going to be misconstrued as something different. And I don't want it to be that. But fuck it. Here's the thing. A lot of people in the LGBTQ community, it's like this. Everybody has a fucking gripe for I don't want to say for no fucking reason, but for the wrong reasons. Not everybody is out to disparage you in this way, shape, or form. Nobody's out here like trying to disparage women like that. I mean, there are people that do disparage women, but not everybody is like that. Not everything that's said in a certain negative light is deemed as negative. Sometimes things are taken out of context. What was said, and I went through these fucking comments, nothing was said out of context. Maybe there was 10% of things that could have been said that was wrong, but a good 80 to 90% of shit was not about her being a fucking woman, was not about her not being bangable. And I'll tell you right now, she ain't bangable like that. I'm not out here looking to do herself. I'm not out here looking to do that. Was I out here looking at Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn and Sarah Jean Underwood? Like, you goddamn right. Because I was a good contrast. I was here to get game and shit, and I got some nice looking shit on the other side. That's what it was. But don't sit here and then tell me, oh, it was. Look, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everything is fucking subjective. If I was out here looking at Adam Susser like, yo, damn, I jack off to this motherfucker every fucking day I watch X play, that'd be my fucking preference. But it's not. So regardless of what you think, just because somebody's bangable, it's on that person. It's on that person that's watching that fucking show. So you can't sit here and have a fucking vendetta against every fucking body that wanted to spank it to fucking Olivia Munn. Again, if you are fucking wrong on something, then you're fucking wrong. And everybody that was on the panel with you is wrong for not calling you out. I don't care if you're a woman. If you are wrong, they're wrong for not calling you out on this shit. They're wrong for not correcting you. That's on them. Now, when you go in and you have this whole rant and saying, okay, well, we don't write our reviews. Adam says the same review that I'll say because somebody else reviews it. That takes credibility away from fucking G4. There's not one time that I watched X play and I looked at Morgan Webb and Adam Susser and I said, oh, they didn't play that game. They had me believing that even if they didn't play the fucking game, they had me believing that they did. What you just did now in that whole fucking rant was you took away the credibility of G4, which is why they lost a lot of fucking viewers. I guarantee you. Because if I can sit here and I can go to the completionist and I can watch him play something, I know he played that game. If I can look at Angry Joe and I can sit here and watch his fucking reviews, I can go to him and get more credible reviews than going to G4. So it's like, The whole resurgence of G4 has been completely ruined as far as I'm concerned. Nostalgia and everything out the fucking window because of that whole fucking rant, and because you didn't sit here and take responsibility and accountability for what you did and what you did not pay attention to, and then turned it on the fucking fans that was supposed to help uplift G4. And then they go back and then say that the CEOs of fucking Comcast and everything was praising you for this shit. Makes no fucking sense, because there's not one person in a fucking CEO position of a fucking television corporation that would sit here and say, oh yeah, you lost a lot of our viewers, but we follow you. Fuck no. Because it's always business first. They are not going to take life and limb over you for you and allow that shit to happen, because that's money out their fucking pocket. And I don't give a shit how many people in the LGBTQ community that can back you. There is not enough for them that's going to sit here and back you, because I can guarantee you that they're not going to sit here and put G4 on a fucking pedestal and watch that shit just because you're on it. They're going to sit there, praise you because you sat here and went against the man because they were disparaging women and following a fucking hate train. They're not finna sit here and uplift G4. It does not fucking work like that for them. I can guarantee you. Look at Netflix. Look at Netflix.
Netflix is still Netflixing, and Chappelle is still Chappelling.
Everybody can talk a big game, but not everybody's going to support it.
And the thing is, so this has always been the issues I have with instances like this across anything. Sports, entertainment, music, gaming, whatever. The issue is, let's take the Activision Blizzard situation. Are y'all going to stop playing their games? Are y'all going to stop buying their games? We know all the fucked up shit that's been happening with Activision Blizzard. But are y'all done with Activision Blizzard until Bobby Kotick and all of this shit is resolved? Riot was going through a bunch of shit. CD Projekt Red went through the whole thing with Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red drops Witcher 4 in 2 years. Fuck whatever happened with Cyberpunk. The issue I have with this personally is the message was good. I didn't mind the message, but considering where the message sprouted from, that's the bad thing. Yeah. Because you're standing on a platform of, because I'm not the attractive girl gamer, y'all gonna hate me. Because I'm not to be objectified. Y'all can hate me. Y'all can hate me. Y'all can hate everything I do. This, that, and the third. And kind of like what Dizzle said, I kind of hate the shield of the LGBTQ thing. I have no issues. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't fucking misconstrue my words and twist my words. I have no issues from the LGBTQ community. There are many people that I personally know are part of that community.
Same.
And I love dearly. But there are a lot of people who use that as a shield.
Yep.
A lot of people. And that's not fair that if I'm going at you because you gave bad information, that's not to say, oh, you doing that because I'm a lesbian? Huh? What? That had nothing to do with you just fucked up reporting the story. That had nothing to do with you being a lesbian.
Yeah.
Wait, you got to turn this into something that wait, what? All I said was Hogwarts Legacy is on every other console but the Switch.
Yeah.
Because you reported a story wrong. Oh, because I'm a lesbian? What? No. Oh, because I'm a girl gamer, I can't do my job right? No, nobody's saying that.
No, you just didn't do your job.
To what you said. Hey guys, the other day I said Hogwarts Legacy was an Xbox exclusive. My bad. It's for everything but the Switch. That would have been so much easier.
Integrity goes a long fucking way. And if you would have showed integrity on that end and came back and been like, you know what? Yeah, I was wrong. You would have gotten more respect off of that, because at least it's like, yo, she human. She fuck up. We fuck up.
It had nothing to do with you being a woman. It had nothing to do with you being a lesbian. It had nothing to do with you being that you're not quote unquote cute. and you can be objectified like the women on G4 past or present. Like it had nothing to do with that. You just came back and said, "Hey, y'all guys, I fucked up. My bad. Hardware's legacy is on everything except for Switch."
Yeah. Is it simple as that? Because I mean, and God forbid somebody just takes like the host of G4's word as gospel, and that's the only word they listen to. And somebody who was a diehard PlayStation or Switch fan decided to say, you know what? Damn, it's only on Xbox. Well, fuck it. I want to play Hogwarts Legacy. Let me go buy this Xbox because I can't play it on anything else. And they mistakenly bought an Xbox, not realizing that it could have been on something else that they would have been more comfortable playing it on. Because they followed your information. They would have been out $500-$600 because the information that you gave out that they trusted you to give. So that's just it's just that. Like, I mean, I'm not as a person. Nah, fuck that. As a person, you trash right now. But like before then, I had no fucking stance on you at all. But again, a lot of people that seem to talk a lot of shit have a lot of skeletons. And when that shit comes to light, then you out there. You could have had a whole fresh start. Your whole past with League of Legends and commentating and all the other shit could have been fucking abolished if you would have made right on this and over here. You talking about being under the blanket of fucking G4, a beloved franchise in gaming history.
Yep.
And now you have single-handedly this is no bullshit. You have single-handedly tarnished G4. Now, can they come back? Yeah, but it's going to be fucking difficult, especially.
Well, you know what, Dizzle? I kind of just Googled Frosk and everything, and one site did report that G4 did lose thousands of subscribers. Yeah, and that's the thing. And G4 was already on an uphill battle because of Twitch, YouTube, all these content creators that are on here doing the same exact thing, where they're actually doing their own reviews, playing the games themselves, and building a fan base of credible people. Again, I cite Angry Joe. Angry Joe was one of the heavy hitters out here who was reviewing games and doing this on a large fucking scale, to the point to where it's like, yeah, G4 is purely nostalgia at this point, because there's a lot of other people that's out here doing it that's way more fucking credible. So G4 is right now is just in name only. And I feel bad for guys like the Completionists, guys like TBH, guys like Xavier Woods, because they're just like us, you know, dreams of potentially wanting to be on something like that. Because when I heard it was coming back, I was like, yo, how can we fucking get on G4? Because it meant something to a lot of us growing up. And so now it's tainted, and it's tainted for the wrong reasons, and I don't like that. So yeah, but apparently when it happened back in January, when it happened, I think it was January 12th, up until this story was written, I don't know when the story was written, but apparently they had lost at least 6,000 followers.
Yeah, it was rapid. Now it's slowed down.
Yeah,
it's slowed down considerably, but during that time, and it's gotten worse on her end because she just hasn't shut the fuck up in the worst way, because she could have been talking and actually held herself accountable for a lot of things, but she double, triple, quadruple down and argued with fans and all this other stuff. And now, before we even started recording, found out that she had pretty much deleted her Twitter history. So something's going on at this point. I don't know if it's higher ups talking to her like, yo, shut the fuck up. You fucking shut up. Or what. But
now,
you know, internet wins, and they got all those tweets.
We've seen in history throughout any medium, when you start answering fans, that can get worse. That can get worse.
Especially when you respond in the wrong way.
People, that can get worse. Jaeger, you got anything you want to add to it?
I mean, as far as Frost directly goes, y'all pretty much baked the cake on it. But
don't throw that icing on it.
I mean, let me just address this as not just like, look, same position as Scoot, same position as Lip. I have no qualms. I have no opposition to the LGBTQ community. Got plenty of good friends that are in the LGBTQ community. I support them all 100%. But it doesn't just go to the LGBTQ community where we're talking about using your identity as like a blanket or a shield for something that you just fucked up on. People will do the same thing with whatever privileges they have in life. Like the shit in general just needs to stop. Just people are just so scared to take accountability and just say, "Hey, I'm sorry for this shit. Hey, I fucked up here. I'm gonna do better. Sorry that I fucked this up. Here's what really was."
But hold on, Jaeger. To interrupt you slightly.
Sure.
All because you said what Hogwarts Legacy was going to be on?
No, I mean, and the Sony exclusives comment.
But I'm just saying. Those aren't even swords to die on.
No,
exactly.
Not at all.
Exactly.
But
no, I was about to be like, whoa! You're gonna interrupt the only white guy on the channel here now? What the
fuck? yes.
That's what we do.
About to make an out of this Oreo. Goddamn.
Hey, you gonna have him roll with the punches.
Oh man. No, but exactly. There was no sense. There was no reason to choose this topic, this fucking thing that you reported on, especially at the infancy of the fucking baby Phoenix being reborn of G4.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The G4 is only 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you are at the infancy and you're trying to kill it. But there's no reason to put a whole channel at risk just because you want to, I don't know, be right. Like, just take whatever the criticism was. I'm sure it all started off at first with, "Hey, you fucked up here. This is what this game is out on all the systems but the Switch." And then you started arguing with the fans, and then they all started jumping on your ass, probably going after your identity in a minority standard. But yeah, like that was not worth going through all this trouble for. Now you got us talking about it. This could have been something that we brushed up on and could have laughed about.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna bring it up ever.
Huh?
I wasn't gonna bring it up ever.
Yeah, you see? But now that it's gone on for weeks, now that you've had to go on your Twitter and start deleting tweets.
And G4 shut down their Reddit because you can't message on Reddit.
Shut down their Reddit?
Yeah. Yeah, they stopped. Oh, like you have to go through a process before you can actually post on their Reddit.
Damn, why were they getting lit up?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, because you gotta think at the end of the day, nobody wants to feel attacked.
Yeah.
I mean, we asked for the smoke all the time, though.
I mean, we asked for it, but G4 didn't.
Exactly.
They unintentionally did. She seemed. Look, you know what? That's the thing, and I think it's a lot of thing with a lot of SJWs in this world is that everybody is looking for their moment to be a fucking hero. For something, it doesn't matter. They're looking for that one spark that can make them look like, some fucking monarch in a situation that's gonna have them be the beacon of hope in whatever war is going on in their head.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was her thing. She was looking, she seen it, and she just took a whole bunch of fucking comments and was like, you know what? I'm doing this for women. This is it. But see, some of y'all gotta go watch fucking Into the Spider-Verse. Because there's a prime message in that. Because both Miles and Peter said, hey, how will I know? You'll know.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know.
Because
it's a leap of faith.
Because, once again, just like how Sammy kind of just jokingly put it, you think us as black gentlemen, you think if Sammy said something fucked up, we was going to just let it slide?
I mean, it may be funny as fuck. I'd probably be like,
Yeah,
hell
it may be
yeah,
funny as
I'd probably
fuck.
be
Yeah.
busting out laughing. I wouldn't even think
Yeah.
about it because it's so
I mean,
funny.
so, and I'm pretty sure the same thing. I'm pretty sure if we said some crazy shit about white people and things like that, Sammy will probably be, yo, hey.
I'd probably be like, the fuck?
But at the end of the day, you have to always account for your host as well. Because with Frosk being part of the LGBTQ community, you have TBH, Golden Boy, and Xavier Woods being black. You have Gina Darling being Asian. You still got Cecil and Pereira. I can't remember all the hosts. This can blow back on everybody.
Yep.
You got completionists, it can blow back on everybody. Now, Woods, TBH, and Golden Boy could be getting fucked up shit. Like, oh, how dare y'all blankety blanks work with that blankety blank? You know, Gina Darling could be getting messages now like, oh, well, Frost might not be bangable, but at least you are. And this, that. Look, all of this shit can be blowback, all because of you dying on the sword of you were wrong on Hogwarts Legacy and an opinion about Sony not having exclusives. Nobody ever mentioned about you being a girl gamer and part of the LGBTQ community, but this is the sword you're dying on.
You know what? That was probably like the one or two troll comments that she read out of the whole thread of people like saying something. And she's like, oh, so that's what this is about. Not the 100 other people telling me that I said something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She
but
went there looking for trigger comments.
I halfway think it had something to do with what Dizzle said earlier. This has probably been something she was sitting on when she was part of the league community. This was probably something she was sitting on when she was first announced as a G4 host. And it just all culminated and bubbled over. And that was the perfect platform to do it, I guess.
You know, I guess.
Because it just came out of fucking nowhere when they were talking about Red Dead Redemption. And then they just,
For the clarity, she was they were just talking randomly about, or they were just talking about Red Dead Redemption, and she randomly just came out.
I'm sending you the clip right now, Jaeger, in our group chat. Because I went back and found it, that rant. I found the rant.
I believe they were talking about how Red Dead Online doesn't have like any support. You know, while GTA Online has all this fucking support, and Red Dead Online just is like getting nothing. And
like, I'm a guy that plays it, and it is pretty buggy sometimes.
She kind of just went out of nowhere and was like, you know what, we're gonna get it. And then Completionist was like, well, I didn't know we were going here, but all right, let's do it.
But yeah, I sent you both of the clips.
So, but yeah, that's oh, Frosk. People put their foot in their mouths, man, and that's what it is. And we get shit like this, and it's not necessary, you know.
Just know that
go ahead.
Just know that if G4 ends up dying because of this, you're gonna get a shitload more backlash than what you got now.
Oh yeah. She's gonna become more memeable than she is now.
Absolutely.
And the thing about, like, especially with this shit is so simple. Gamers just want to talk about games. They don't want to deal like there's shit going on in the world. Everybody knows that. But the political shit doesn't have to be in every fucking space. Wrestling can just be fucking wrestling. Anime can just be fucking anime. Video games can just be fucking video games. Not everything has to be used for a fucking platform for some kind of justice fight here or some type of message put here. Like, this is why a lot of people don't like when you try to intermingle like certain messages in TV shows and series and shit like that, because it fucks up the storytelling. Just let things be what they are. Just simple as that. Not everything has to be a political stance or a message given here. Just let it be what it is. Gamers just want to go on G4 and have a nostalgia trip. That's it. They want to sit here and think about the olden days when they used to fucking watch G4 while trying to play games on like me, playing on two separate fucking box TVs, one with G4 on it, the other one with me playing my PS2.
And shout out to Boss. But Boss and I was heavy in the G4 back when we was in high school and stuff like that. Heavy.
was like one of the bonding moments with my little brother was just watching G4 while we were playing some video games.
Simple shit. Just simple shit. When nobody had to think too much about it. Then you get Attack of the Show, where it's just a bunch of like cool nonsense going on. Had fun new shit. You know, you had, you know, hot hosts going on. You know, just
I mean, you got updates about tech. You got shit from like all over, like the technological and gaming world.
yeah.
You got some fan service. I mean, it was nice.
It was the best news show before fucking YouTube updates and shit. It was the best news show. I didn't have to worry about watching the 6, 5, 9 o'clock news. I had Attack of the Show because it had news that I just cared about. I didn't have to worry about whatever was going on in the fucking city.
Facts.
I got a chance to. That's it. It was my fucking news.
G4 was my #1 channel to go to right around E3 season. They had coverage constantly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gamers want. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And that's what you fucked up. But yeah, that's all I got on it, man.
I got nothing else to speak on it. Anything y'all want to add to it before we dip out?
Shout out to Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn, Sarah Jean Underwood. I believe what was the other host of Attack of the Show? Allison Haywood, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say shout out to the guy. Kristen Holt.
God damn it! I was gonna get there.
I mean,
Jessica
don't forget about Tina Fey and not Tina Fey.
What
was her name? The other show that was on G4, Laura Foy and I can't remember her name. It's been so long. It's been so long.
It's okay.
Special shout out to Cops, The Man Show, every other program that showed
Campus
up
PD.
on G4 for no reason.
Yeah, Campus PD, shout out to all that. And you know what? You know what? I'm gonna say this too, and not to be condescending, but you know, shout out to Frosk. Because you know, for you to be in this space as long as you've been in this space, I'm pretty sure you've been getting a lot of fucked up shit hurled your way. But once again, the message wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
The message was cool. Why the message happened was the thing.
Yeah.
And you know what, Scoot? I'm gonna piggyback off of that because here's where Frosk messed up, because Frosk was what she could have typically been, that cool chick that was a separation from the previous chicks that was on there. She could have been that cool part, because I mean, and there's a lot of people that have that one homegirl that plays games is like cool. Like, yeah, nobody's out here trying to bang girls that they play games with all the time like that, but it's like everybody has that cool homie. The look of that panel with everybody there is like, yo, these are people that I can have fun gaming with. But when you open your mouth and start spouting shit that didn't really need to be talked about at this point in time, there's different ways to fight a fight. That wasn't the time. This isn't the platform. Just be the cool person and then garner that respect. And then people will be happy to back you whenever you go on another platform and try to push for a fight. But this ain't the place for it. I'm just saying. Like, I hope you can turn this around, because I would be happy to come back on here and be like, you know what? We had our back and forth and we had our disagreements on what was going on. But you know what? I fuck with Frosk. I want to be able to come and say that fucking sentence. I want to be able to come in and say, I fucks with Frosk. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a long hill to climb.
Shout out to Ashley. You know, she games with me. You know, shout out to the missus. And, you know, shout out to the personal gamer girl that's also I game with. Shout out to Aranya, Miss.
Shout out to Aranya.
Let's Stealthy Ninjas, Ninja Gang. You know, so yeah.
Shout out to all the gamer girls in the world. Shout
out to all the gamer girls out there. All of y'all.
Because we took a while to get here. Because before that was far and few between.
It was.
Finding a gamer girl a long time ago was like finding a fucking unicorn. Trust me.
And we glad y'all here, and we want y'all to be here. And don't be scared.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Jaeger, you got anything before we dip out?
Frosk, make it right. That's about it.
It's a nice way to end that shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
that was Freeze Tag. You know what I'm saying? Extended version.
it was very extended.
Freeze Tag.
Very extended.
You know what I'm saying? Once again, appreciate the fellas for rocking with me on this, and Dizzle bringing the stories to the light so that way we can discuss it and give our thoughts and opinions on it. But you know, us as a tag, we the Triforce of this game and shit, whether y'all like it or not.
Y'all gonna have to deal with it.
That's true. That's true.
I will drop my
mic, but I don't want to drop that shit. I ain't got WWE and AEW money to be just mic dropping. But you get it. Shouts out to the Acclaim.
That's right. Shouts out to the Acclaim. Hashtag save G4.
But yeah, I've been myself, Scooter Vision, Lip Dizzle, Jaeger Bombastic. Once again, love it, hate it. Don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, preferably thumbs up. Let us know in the comments what y'all think about everything. Let us know what y'all think about GTA Online being a recruitment tool for drug mules. Let us know what you think about the whole Sony, Activision, Microsoft situation. Let us know what you think about the Frosk situation. We all is. Let us know down below.
Be happy to talk with y'all about it.
You gotta subscribe though if you want to keep up with the content. You know, we got gaming stuff here and there, but you know, we really all about our wrestling stuff. Because of we're all about our wrestling stuff, let me unfreeze my hand.
Oh, I like that.
This too sweet here, you know. Get that to the bros.
Bada, bam.
And until we see y'all next time, well, like Dizzle like to say, whether you hear these velvety tones of our voices, and see these handsome faces here, and you know what I'm saying, you can holler at us if you want to do some co-op.
That's right.
That's on the games you got co-op, we got you.
Hey, the Xbox guy needs some people to play Halo with. It's always a fun time.
Shout out to the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas, you know, my personal gaming group I'm a part of. Shout out to all the gamers out there gaming. Keep doing what you're doing.
Please,
you know, to give a personal message, no matter what your race, creed, color, sex, religion, orientation, all that. Video games is for fucking everybody.
Yo.
If you can't deal with it, stop fucking playing video games. How about that? Just leave. Just leave. If you can't deal with LGBTQ people playing video games, you can't deal with women, you can't deal with people of color, whatever, just leave. Put the sticks down and just walk away forever. Or just don't play online. I don't give a fuck. It ain't for you. How about that? So until next time, the Triforce of this game and shit. New slogan. Y'all have to deal with it.
Right.
Understand? Like we always do. Well, you got to make sure you unfreeze yourself when you tag out. But once you unfreeze yourself and warm yourself up, you can't forget to tag out. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.